are now in the kitchen. We're cooking with fish. Joining us to talk about it is Melanie Agoplan, who's the Seafood Sustainability Senior Director with Loblaws. Great to have you here. And also Thomas Swolfs, who's the Loblaws chef and PC Cooking School. Great to have you here as well.
Thank you.
I'm going to have you throw on the fish because I know we have a lot to get to in this segment. We're going to throw on the fish because we're cooking with fish. And this is a huge part of this program. And the program is essentially called Oceans for Tomorrow.
It is.
Break down the program.
So the program is really all about the commitment that Loblaw Companies is doing, that by the end of 2013, all the seafood that we sell across all our banners nationally will come from sustainable sources. So that's all types of fish, frozen, fresh, canned fish, even omega-3s and orange juice will come from sustainable sources.
And by sustainable, what is that referring to?
Sustainable seafood basically means the way that the seafood is caught or harvested is done so that that marine ecosystem that it comes from and that stock level stays healthy for many, many generations.
It's replenished.
It's replenished, exactly.
And the one thing too is I was talking, you know, as we're talking about what's available, I usually go to the counter, fresh counter, but you're saying too, a lot of the product is frozen it's caught and it's frozen on the
right
boat.
away, yeah, and so the level of freshness is actually quite high, even for a frozen product.
Okay, there are tons of products that are available. You're actually making something. Is this something you would teach in the school or something that you know a lot of the students are looking to be able to do?
You bet. I mean, cod is so good for you. I mean, especially the omegas nowadays, everybody's looking for that. And great thing about these ones are actually packaged 2 per box. So it's perfect for couples or young families or something like that. So right now we're actually doing the Wild Pacific cod. We're just pan frying a little bit with a little bit of olive oil, of course salt and pepper, a little bit. We're going to let it cook for about 2-3 minutes. We want a little bit of golden in there. We want to make sure it's a little bit of color on the fish. Then we're going to flip it, and then we're going to put the lid on and just let it steam it at the same time. So it's actually going to give it some time to cook as well. So
I tend to do it, and then it's usually dry and it falls apart.
Well, that's great. That's right. With the cod, I mean, the thing is, you actually don't have to fully cook it, right? You can actually undercook it just a little bit. You don't have to worry about things like that.
And it's good. What for you, looking at this program and finding recipes, was it a challenge, or there's lots of things that you can create with fish and ways of doing it?
There's so many. I mean, especially with all the products we have in the store, it's so great that we go from the salmons to the cods, the halibuts, and stuff like that. So it's so much fun, and the customers really enjoy it as well.
The one thing I've enjoyed too is there's recipe ideas. There are things you know next to each of the different products. So actually, you're getting a little bit more creative. But what should people be looking for if they want to understand and be a part of the Oceans for Tomorrow? Is there a symbol or something they should look for?
You're absolutely right, Leanne. There is a symbol. So we use the Marine Stewardship Council. And there's a symbol right on the boxes that means that it's sustainably sourced for wild caught seafood. Marine Stewardship Council is a nonprofit organization, globally recognized, and it's the sign for meaning that it's been certified sustainable. And so they look for various things. They hold that standard for what sustainable seafood means. So you just really have to look for this logo, and you can find it across our own products. You can find it across Highliner and Bento Sushi products, and even our canned products as well.
Have you guys gotten more creative, that people are looking for this source of food, that they understand the benefits of the omegas and this type of food on the dinner table, that there's been a lot more products that are out there?
There has been a lot of progress. We're trying to bring as many certified products as we can. We now have the most MSC products in Canada, and we're going to keep trying to grow that because, you know, people are looking for variety. Yeah.
How are we doing here?
We're pretty good. We actually did the flip there, so we got a little bit of color, a little bit of steam going on, which is good. So we're just going to take a quick test. I always like to test not by doneness, but basically as you see the actual white coming up, that's a great way to see if the fish is starting to cook. And I see it's actually almost ready to go. And we're just going to give it a few more seconds. While we're waiting for that, we've got our other ingredients we got together here. We're going to toss together a little tomato salad, if you got a second.
Love that.
We've got some beautiful cherry tomatoes here, some red, of course, and of course some yellow. That's great. And why not put some fresh red onions in there as well? And some basil. We love basil. You like basil?
I love basil.
There we go.
Right now, this is, you know, this is my treat.
Garlic. You got to have garlic, right? Salt and pepper, just a bit.
I'm glad you guys did the last interview then, because that's a lot of garlic.
Oh, come on, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of red wine vinegar.
Spice is life, come on.
And a little bit more olive oil, of course. I love the olive oils, it's good for you. And we're just gonna give that a quick toss.
That looks amazing.
Very simple, of course.
So would you do this on, are you going to do the fish on a bed of the salad, or just these two complements them really well?
They do complement each other very well. Of course, color is important, right? We want to see vibrant colors. We're actually going to put on a bed of couscous, actually.
Ooh, that looks good. I didn't even see that was hidden right there. I didn't even see
surprise.
Of course. So we're going to turn this off here. We're going to bring it over the couscous. And this is just basically a lemon thyme couscous. Great thing about this is actually can be served cold or actually warm as well. I don't mind both ways. And we're going to take a look at our fish here.
Okay, so while you're doing that, we know people should look for the emblem. They should understand what it means for the Oceans of Tomorrow and for the campaign. If they want to be able to find out how they can cook something like this, there's always information about the cooking schools. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah. Of course, the cooking school program is great because we teach people how to cook again from scratch, right? It's all about life is eating and enjoying life and enjoying foods, of course. So.
They can also go online on oceansfortomorrow.ca and find lots of recipes on how to cook with sustainable fish.
Awesome. Great concepts. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to be able to dig into this as we wrap up the show. All good? Ready to go? And also, by the way, kids' birthday parties. Always a ton of fun with having your kids in the kitchen as well.